Good evening and welcome to Marcus Pavilion on the campus of St. Martin's University for today's men's basketball battle between the Western Oregon Wolves and the St. Martin Saints. Hello again, everyone. Danny Baca alongside Max Gross. And Max, we've seen a Western Oregon team that has struggled out of the gate, although they have played some tough games and they've played well at times. This Western Oregon side with a little bit of a challenge today without one of their leading scorers, Jason Gallant, not in the lineup tonight. So the shoulder for Western Oregon will be dependent heavily upon their new key star, Javel Collins.
Yeah, and this is going to make for a really difficult test coming on the road, traveling up I-5 today to take on a really talented St. Martin's club, and it's going to put a ton of pressure on Javel Collins. But he's a guy, really made an impact coming onto the roster second semester, a guy that's put up double digits in just about every single game he's been out there on the floor, a talented outside shooter. But you really are going to have to wonder, where are the Western Oregon scoring contributions going to come from? If not for Javel Collins, you have a guy like Mario Williams Jr., 33% outside shooter. Andre Cortez is a guy who averages close to double figures. Somebody's going to have to step up on the Western Oregon side to really contest with a high-quality Saints team.
A St. Martin's team with first Western Oregon coming off a 5-game losing streak. St. Martin's with a losing streak of their own. They've lost their last 2 in a row in what was another difficult road trip. The Saints have a pattern where when they lose consecutive games. They've done that 3 times this season. Their 6 losses, all coming consecutive times, 2 straight losses. They'd find a string of wins, and then, they would lose 2 more in a row at times. And they're at this point of the season where they were at one point first place in the GNAC. Now they're in the 4th spot, and there's such a huge gap between being in the number 1 spot and not having a first-round bye in one of those top 2 positions. Now you're at the 4th spot. Yeah. It's really anyone's game in the GNAC.
Well, and if you're Coach Landon and the Saints, this is one that you have to get. You have a team towards the bottom of the conference standings coming into your place on a Saturday. It looks like a pretty decent crowd on hand, and this is one where you really need to take care of business and right the ship. But it looks like Coach Landon making a little bit of a switch up in his starting lineup.
Yeah, with a few key additions and omissions from the starting lineup. Marcel Stevens not starting. Neither is Diego Trejo Delgado for the Saints. And instead we'll see Gavin Gilstrap earn the start, along with Jay Sean Moore, who has garnered more and more playing time after not playing throughout the early portion of the first half, including pre-conference play. So it'll be intriguing to see what Jay Sean Moore is able to do. The offensive glass is going to be important for this Saints team, and they have plenty of different key guys, and it's hard to isolate one of them as being the true threat for head coach Aaron Landon.
Well, my eyes are going to be on Gavin Gilstrap, big fella, 6'11" out of Spokane Valley. If you want him at the middle of your zone defense, I think that says all you need to know right there for St. Martin's. They want a little bit more size, a little bit more prowess in the center, and exactly what you said. He's going to help on the offensive glass as well, get some second chance opportunities. But if you're St. Martin's, you look at it on paper, you are the better team coming into this one. We'll just call it how it is. You're towards the top of the standings. Western Oregon is at the bottom of the standings, but you got to go out and play hard for 40 minutes. Western Oregon has some guys. Javel Collins is capable of carrying that scoring load himself.
And Javel Collins in Western Oregon's lone GNAC victory, 34 points in the win over Simon Fraser. So the stage is set for Javel Collins to perform potentially wonders here at Marcus Pavilion, something the Saints hope will not happen. But this also massive as far as the standings are concerned. St. Martin's hinging in that playoff position. You won't hear it from the locker room, but as far as playoff positioning, this is such a key game.
Yeah, you got to take care of business, play good, clean basketball. It's a Western Oregon team that's been a little bit vulnerable on the defensive side. In their losing streak, they've given up 80-plus points in all 5 of those games. If you're St. Martin's, you want to get some buckets down. You want to get some buckets down early, really build some momentum, and see what you can do.
See what can be done. Jaden Nielsen-Skinner, we expect to see him on full display for the Saints, one of the veteran leaders for Aaron Landon's side. Also, Miles Samuels, who we saw featured this week on our coaches show. It comes out every Wednesday, as we'll see again on a Wednesday here on the Saints Digital Network, as we are moments away from tip-off between Western Oregon and St. Martin's. We'll take a break, and we'll be back for the opening tip right after we have introductions here from Marcus Pavilion.
University Marcus Pavilion inside the Twin Star Court for the second game of our doubleheader featuring the Wolves of Western Oregon University, who come with a record of 4-17 overall, 1-10 in GNAC play versus our hometown Saints, who are currently at 18-6 overall and 7-4 in conference play. We already had the national anthem before the first game, so let's go ahead and meet the Wolves. A 5'10 junior, 0. Oshin Kazumaro. A 6'5 freshman, number 2, Mario Williams, Jr. A 6'4 senior, number 10, Javille Collins. A 6'5 senior, number 11, Zach Moore. And a 6'8 junior, number 23, Andre Cortez. Your head coach, Mr. Wes Piper, assisted by Alec Sanders.
Back live at Marcus Pavilion. Danny DeBaca alongside Max Gross. So we are set for play between Western Oregon and St. Martin's. This is a rivalry between two teams that has lasted quite the extensive period of time. But Western Oregon does lead in the head-to-head all time between both of these two teams. But we're set for play for another installment of St. Martin's against Western Oregon. So we are underway. Gavin Gilstrap seizes the opening tip all the way into the right corner. Western Oregon will advance with Zach Moore. No Jason Gallant unavailable this evening for Western Oregon. Straight in alone and scoring, Javille Collins.
They pulled Gilstrap out of the paint and slipped Collins behind him for an easy bucket.
He's not eligible yet for this category, but he would rank second in the GNAC in scoring. Played 10 games. Emmanuel Oladele had one roll in, and the game tied up 37 seconds in. Emmanuel Oladele Transfer from Simon Fraser. From the left side, closing on in, short on the try from Zach Moore. Saints will advance. Jaden Nielsen-Skinner. Overhead pass for Miles Samuels. Samuels has it to Jay-Sean Moore. Samuels again shoots a triple. Miles Samuels had one back off the heel and out. Western Oregon basketball.
Yeah, Samuels had a chance to step into that one. Not a bad look, you don't mind it.
Western Oregon looking for their first win in 6 games.
1-3-1 defense.
And a triple put down by Javel Collins. Exactly what the doctor ordered for Western Oregon. Oladele leaves for Miles Samuels. Jaden Nielsen-Skinner back to Samuels. Skinny has it again. Oladele back to Samuels, closing on in. Gilstrap. And foul charge on the floor. Going against Ocean Casimir.
2-3 zone look for Wes Pfeiffer, this Western Oregon team.
6th season for Pfeiffer, leading the way for Western Oregon. Gilstrap using his height advantage, losing the ball. Mario Williams Jr. scores. Counting the foul for Mario Williams Jr.
Inspired start so far for Western Oregon. 3 of the first 4 shot attempts going down.
This is exactly what happened the first time these two teams met. Western Oregon jumped out to an early lead on St. Martin's. Saints had to rally to win that game. So at the line, Mario Williams Jr. completes a 3-point play, and Western Oregon leads 8-2. Here's Miles Samuels. Skinny from the right side. Emmanuel Oladele Samuels to Jay-Sean Moore. Skinny wide open. Jaden Nielsen-Skinner finds Gavin Gilstrap down low in the post, and a travel call. 2:03 into the first half of play. Here from Lacey.
Plenty of energy from Western Oregon coming out, putting a lot of pressure on St. Martin's, playing defense, and we've seen Collins get a couple of buckets. Mario Williams Jr., that's one of the guys we highlighted pregame with a nice 3-point play last time down the floor.
Anjay Cortez flings one and scores. It's a 10-2 lead for Western Oregon. Jaden Nielsen-Skinner playing catch with Emmanuel Oladele. Samuels shifted it right side. Skinny to Samuels. Oladele for 3. He puts it in. Emmanuel Oladele drills the 3. It's a 5-point game in the early stages here in Lacey.
Imperative for St. Martin's to get a stop here, slow down this hot Western Oregon offense early on.
Javel Collins court wide. Casimiro, corner 3, put down. Anjay Cortez.
Yeah, the guys that are 3rd and 4th on the season stat sheet just sliding right up right now for Western Oregon.
With the absence of Jason Gallant, Samuels. Nielsen-Skinner finds Jay-Sean Moore. Oladele fresh off the 3, lost possession and haltage of play. And a foul called against Mario Williams Jr. Next man up for West Pfeiffer's side. We're back in play with Miles Samuels. Jaden Nielsen-Skinner finds Samuels for 3. Not the same result as earlier. Possession to Western Oregon.
Trying to shoot 3s over the top of the zone. A couple of tries from that elbow. Generally can be a soft spot. St. Martin's needs to try to generate some high-quality looks.
Working the man-to-man. Collins from the left side. Anjay Cortez to Javel Collins. Williams to Collins along 3. That's put down. Javel Collins in a 16-5 lead. Timeout called by Tyler Velasquez and St. Martin's with Western Oregon up 16-5. Saints fans, get ready for homecoming weekend. from February 28th through March the 2nd, which will include the Distinguished Alumni Awards on Friday, coffee with the Monks Saturday morning, a Saints doubleheader later that day, and Mass on Sunday. We are especially excited to induct the 2024 Bob Grisham Hall of Fame and Hall of Honor class on Saturday, March the 1st at noon in the Worthington Conference Center. Head to stmartin.edu/homecoming to register for events and learn more. Western Oregon a 16-5 lead on St. Martin's. Danny Bach alongside Max Gross, and sometimes, well, a little bit of a surprise, and, well, others not the same. Well, Western Oregon again jumping out to an early lead. The question will be for them, can they maintain it?
Yeah, you know, a double-digit lead early on isn't necessarily how you'd want to drop the start of this game for St. Martin's. Obviously, Coach Piper thrilled on the other side. His team's made 3 of 3 from downtown so far. JaVale Collins has made a couple of them. So, you know, obviously, Western Oregon's not going to make every single three-pointer that it takes. But, man, you know, you're looking at things right now. If you're Coach Velasquez stepping in that huddle, you got to close out maybe a little bit stronger. But you just got to hope the math, law of averages, comes back your way. And you'll get some shots to go down. But, yeah, early on, I mean, 4 minutes in, you don't ever expect to be down double digits, especially playing at home. But you have plenty of time to recover in this game. I like that they took the time out there. We'll see if that can shift the momentum for the Saints.
Western Oregon ranked second to dead last in the conference in three-point shooting. Jay-Sean Moore spots Miles Samuels closing in. Gilstrap wasn't ready for the pass. Possession to Western Oregon.
They're trying to work the ball down low to Gilstrap. Couldn't get the handle on that one. Was maybe a little bit hot coming into the post. Now full court press here.
Lloyd by the Saints. Phil Collins plays catch with Anjay Cortez. Collins back to Cortez again. On the top of the arc right side, Mario Williams Jr. Out to JaVale Collins again. Collins backs up for the triple. No. Moore. Out of play. Last touch off of Mario Williams Jr. for Western Oregon. Saints waste no time. Samuels closing in. Couldn't score.
Like the idea of sprinting out. Couldn't get the bucket, though.
Anjay Cortez with the defense. Kicked out. Here is a deep shot. Missed. A try from Cortez. Haltage of play.
Couple triples missed in a row now for Western Oregon. Trejo Delgado checking in for the first time. Gilstrap sits down.
So here is Jaden Nielsen Skinner. Jay-Sean Moore finds Samuel, skipped it. Emmanuel Oladele 4-3. No. Moore. And possession will go to Western Oregon. Jay-Sean Moore called on the foul.
Leaped over the back there, they called.
And Western Oregon already off to a hot start, just like they did in Monmouth several weeks ago. Western Oregon went 7 of 14 from beyond the arc in the first half. Anjay Cortez elevates a jumper, denied off the front of the rim. Haltage of play.
Cortez, a really lanky guy, doing a nice job in the early goings, creating shots for himself in tight quarters. Look at a couple foul shots here.
So here is Anjay Cortez at the line. 59% free throw shooter. Cortez puts through the first, and Western Oregon leads by 12. But what's impressive for Western Oregon, they're doing all of this without Jason Gallant. What are you missing with the absence of Gallant? A whole lot. 13 points lead for Western Oregon. Here's Trejo Delgado in the post. Flung it left side. Harper connects. Jacob Harper drills the three. Welcome back onto the floor. Critical bucket at an impactful time. Much needed for the Saints. Anjay Cortez. Given to Tony Salinas. Collins, court wide. Open, Mario Williams Jr. Off the heel, Zach Moore with the offensive glass. In front, scoring the bucket on Jay Cortez and the foul.
Yeah, Cortez is having a lot of fun out there. 9 points for him so far, and you can see how Western Oregon's strategy shifts without Gavin Gilstrap in the center of the 2-3 zone. St. Martin's lineup gets a lot smaller without the 6'11" guy in there, and they go right to the heart of the Saints defense. Cortez gets a nice hoop and harm.
20-8 lead, this to make it 13-point lead, and Anjay Cortez is able to do that.
But you got to think the Saints are going to find buckets. It's a Western Oregon defense that's struggled in this 5-game losing streak. It's only a matter of time.
Ranked dead last in the conference. Harper again puts in another. Jacob Harper. He is feeling it tonight. Welcome back into the lineup, Jacob Harper. Here's Tony Salinas. From the outside, dropped it. Hand off, Makayo Morafi. Salinas puts up a triple and puts it down. Tony Salinas. Trejo Delgado kicked it, Nielsen Skinner. Flung by Miles Samuels. Takes the pass, Nielsen Skinner for 3, no.
That's exactly the shot Western Oregon wanted him to take, flat-footed.
Anjay Cortez on ahead, off the rim and out. Aiden Nielsen Skinner for SMU. Rolled it for Samuels, halted to play, and a foul call. 12:51 to go. So Jacob Harper seeing action today. Doesn't see much playing time. Only several games where he's had number of minutes. Here's Miles Samuels out to Harper again. Samuels right back to Jacob Harper. A long 3, missed.
Again, another flat-footed 3 from considerable distance.
Tony Salinas missed on the triple attempt himself. Western Oregon 1 of 5 from beyond the arc as of late. Javel Collins, great speed. Tony Salinas scores, and it's a 15-point lead for Western Oregon. Omar Ege Pixari. Harper to Samuels, right back to Harper again on inside. Trejo Delgado pass was ahead of Dyson Lighthall.
5th turnover for St. Martin's. Meanwhile, Western Oregon capitalizing, haven't given it up at all in the first 8 minutes of this game. At a certain point, this starts to get to a concerning territory. You're down 15 in the first half. We're only 8 minutes into this contest.
This Western Oregon team doing it without Jason Gallant. Javel Collins missed on the try. Western Oregon flooring for last touch off Ege Pixari, but in timeout on the floor with 11:52 to go. For over 70 years, Panowitz Jewelers has provided clients with exquisite beauty and unsurpassed quality from their spacious and accessible store in Olympia, Washington. Visit Panowitz.com for more information or stop by in person at 111 Market Street Northeast. Western Oregon a 26-11 lead over St. Martin's. Danny Bach alongside Max Gross, and Max, even without their leading scorer, Western Oregon playing one heck of a basketball game.
Well, yeah, and I think Anjay Cortez saw a gap without Gallant, and he's really taking advantage. The guy who's shown the ability to score in a couple different ways. You know, he's made a three-pointer, had some athletic finishes inside, gotten a couple of buckets from the foul line. I'm really impressed with what I've seen from Cortez, guy who's coming from Charlotte, North Carolina. Really lanky but athletic kid. He's proven to be a problem. For the Saints, you got to find some easy buckets. How can you run in transition? You got to force a couple turnovers, force some misses. You got an opposing team that's shooting 56% and hasn't turned the ball over once. That does not sound like a lot of transition opportunities the other way for St. Martin's, so it's going to be imperative to force some misses, make Western Oregon uncomfortable. I think 8 minutes into this contest, the Wolves have looked quite comfortable on offense in this one. They've pretty much scored at will.
Western Oregon led by as many as 8 in the first meeting. Now a 15-point lead, nearly doubling that mark.
Zone defense has created issues. Western Oregon rotating well.
And it forces a turnover. Javel Collins can't keep it in play.
But that's that rotation as the pass goes from left to right, getting a hand on it.
Pay more attention to those defensive adjustments. Working with that zone defense. Here comes Omar Ege Pixari. He'll survey. Samuels to Jacob Harper. Trejo Delgado missed on the 3. Lighthall with the board. Dyson Lighthall through the triple team. Trejo Delgado with the touch.
There you go. Nice bucket inside right at the rim. 4 points in the paint now for St. Martin's after that. They need a lot more of those offensive boards, easy buckets. That was great.
Salinas spots Kyle Morafi. From the right side, jumper sunk by Brady Greer. Back to a 15-point lead for Western Oregon. Harper skipped in. Ege Pixari right back to Harper for 3. No. Quickly ahead. Carter Frinke. Tough to corral from Kyle Morphy. And St. Martin's with possession yet again. Back-to-back empty possessions. How will the Saints respond? Harper, intentions of the 3. Ege Pixari right back to Harper. Inside Dyson Lighthall, wide open. Miles Samuels for the triple. No. Ege Pixari kept alive by Collins. Nobody home for the salvage effort.
St. Martin's only one of its last 6 from downtown.
Looking for answers. Western Oregon.
And I mean, you have 16 total field goal attempts. 12 of them have been from downtown. They're really trying to shoot over the top of the zone.
Samuels through the zone. Missed by Trejo Delgado. Ege Pixari emerges. Always pass first, Ege Pixari. Harper. Ege Pixari again. No look pass. Trejo Delgado. Offensive foul called on the forward for St. Martin's. Halfway mark of the first half. Western Oregon with a 28-13 lead.
You got to start chipping away at this at some point, Danny. What's it going to take to get a spark out of this St. Martin's team?
Well, you have to find maybe one. Well, it's a team effort. That's when the Saints are at their best. You have to start finding overall momentum. Deep shot 3 rolled off from Brady Greer. Ege Pixari facilitates a lot of the offense for St. Martin's when he's on the floor. Lighthall right back to Ege Pixari, who finds Trejo Delgado, who's able to score. Count on the foul for Diego Trejo Delgado.
There it is. It was Ege Pixari. That quick touch pass from the top of the key, back down in, sets it up lovely. It was too quick of a pass for that zone defense to rotate, and a really nice finish through contact for Trejo Delgado as well.
Diego Trejo Delgado, who was the hero during the last St. Martin's home game against Northwest Nazarene, a game that they trailed in the second half with 12 minutes left, 45-30. St. Martin's able to win that game 54-50. Trejo Delgado makes free throw, 12-point game. Ocean Casemiro. Left wing. Collins on Lighthall. Able to find Brady Greer towards the right corner. Out of play. Western Oregon with the basketball with Zach Moore. 9:08 to go in the first half. Here's Ocean Casemiro. Casemiro drives down the lane, popped out. Ige Pixari scours. Trejo Delgado for three. Much needed.
Yeah, there you go. A stop on one end, you get a missed layup, and you turn that into a three-pointer on the other side. That's a 5-point swing, and now all of a sudden Saints back within single digits. Bit by bit, chip your way back into this.
Ocean Casemiro given to Carson Frinke. Rear hands off. Collins.
Great contest on that shot.
Forced the miss. Harper. Trejo Delgado lost it. Western Oregon with numbers 3 on one. Right side. Missed on the layup from Carson Frinke. And the Saints have a 2-on-1. Lighthall to the rack, looking for the stuff. Samuels is there to finish the play.
How long is Western Oregon going to let this go? It's an 8-0 run over the last 3 minutes. Coach Pfeiffer letting them play. I wonder if a timeout might be coming soon. But defense turned to offense. 3 consecutive stops, maybe a couple more for St. Martin's.
Javel Collins in traffic. Stretched ahead. Diego Trejo Delgado with the layup. And a timeout called by Wes Pfeiffer. Saints rally back with a 10-0 run. With a break in the action with 7:31 to go. Vert Chiropractic is dedicated to providing top-notch care to the community of Lacey, Washington, and are proud partners of Saints Athletics. They prioritize the well-being of their patients and their skilled team of professionals. State-of-the-art facilities and a wide array of services make for an extremely welcoming and comfortable environment. At divertchiropractic.org to learn more. Stay up to date on all things Saints by following us on social media at SMU Saints or by heading to our website, smusaints.com. 7:31 remains in the first half. Western Oregon with a 5-point lead, but St. Martin's slowly trimmed the Wolf lead.
Yeah, and it's been Diego Trejo Delgado who's made an impact. He had the 3-point play, and the next time down, knocking down a triple. It just takes some defensive stops. We knew things were going to equalize a little bit, but Western Oregon just got off to such a strong start over the first 7-8 minutes of this game. We knew things were going to level back off, but it's been contesting shots. That's made a big difference. And in this scoreless drought for Western Oregon of about 3.5 minutes, they've missed 3 layups, 3 point-blank layups. They've been strongly contested, but still close-range shots that at this level you got to make, and they haven't gone down for Western Oregon. And watch how that has shifted the pendulum back towards St. Martin's.
Javel Collins missed several of those chances. Won't be missing for long, you would expect. In comes Anjay Cortez, and another missed layup attempt. Wide open Diego Trejo Delgado puts it in. 2-point game.
Yeah, and that's as simple as it is. It's another one of those 5-point mini swings. Diego having a really nice first half.
15-point lead, cut to 2, foul called. Anjay Cortez was fouled by Dyson Lighthall. Lighthall, Miles Samuels in a discussion along with Javel Collins. Calmer heads finally subside. Diego Trejo Delgado is charged on the foul. From the right wing side, Zach Moore kicked it. Casemiro, and possession will stay with Western Oregon.
Still challenge everything. A simple dribble handoff was not so simple there. You'll love to see that.
Ocean Casemiro. Wide open right side. Zach Moore missed on the 3-point attempt. Saints From 1 to 100, Ege Pixari lost his dribble, kept it alive. What a find! Tyson Lighthall ties the game.
Oh my gosh, what a recovery. Lighthall comes charging in. Pixari, a great feed, and we're level up.
Zach Moore on Ege Pixari, poked it. Collins, Samuels scrapping for the loose ball. Kept in play towards the right side, closing in. Short on the attempt. Ege Pixari cleans it up. What a dramatic sequence for the Saints.
You love the hustle. And man, Western Oregon cannot buy a bucket all of a sudden. Coming up on 5 minutes on this scoreless drought, that 15-point lead of a handful of minutes ago has completely disappeared.
Was 28-13. You can do the math from there. Samuels, jumper, yes. And the Saints have taken the lead. Tony Salinas. It's the backpedaling Harper, pried loose. Great defense from Jacob Harper. So here is Anjay Cortez. Salinas on Lighthall. From the left side, Javel Collins.
Defensive intensity's been ramped.
Lighthall defending, forced the miss.
Another miss at the rim, too.
5 straight, Ege Pixari. Missed three-point try. Trejo Delgado with the offensive board. Skied out to Ege Pixari. 5:19 left. Here's Miles Samuels.
Got to credit the resiliency of the Saints team.
Samuels elevates. No.
Down 15, not phased. All of a sudden back in the lead after not too much time has elapsed.
Coast to coast. Fallen was Mario Williams Jr. And possession signaled towards Western Oregon. St. Martin's will plead their cause. A little bit of consternation so far. Very chippy game up to this stage. 5 minutes left in the first half. Off the fake, given by Salinas, right back to him from Collins. Mario Williams Jr. on Lighthall, gave it away. Trejo Delgado sets up Samuels. He'll slow it. Finds Trejo Delgado. Out to Ege Pixari. Hoping to find Lighthall. It was deflected on its way out.
Mario Williams did a nice job on the little wraparound, poke the ball free. Into the game, Kyle Murphy for Western Oregon. Ege Pixari skipped inside for Samuels. Lighthall able to pick up his own dribble. 2 tries and the finish from Lighthall. Yeah, hard fought. 7th and 8th offensive boards of the day for St. Martin's, really attacking the glass.
Elevated jumper put down. Anjay Cortez.
That's the first bucket in nearly 7 minutes, Danny.
And it's still a 2-point game. Miles Samuels, Jacob Harper missed the 3. Anjay Cortez comes away with the loose ball towards the right side, wide open 3. Mario Williams can't connect. Ege Pixari spots Samuels open.
Ooh.
Knocked out of play. Anjay Cortez there
looking
on
like
the coverage.
Trent McDuffie. Really nice play, batting that one down.
Halted you play a timeout on the floor with 3:47 to go in the first half. Pirelli's Pizza has been locally owned and operated for almost 30 years and is the preferred pizza partner of Saints Athletics. Their top-of-the-line ingredients and quality service make for a one-of-a-kind experience that you can't beat. Try a slice for yourself at the concession stand in Marcus Pavilion or head to their Hawks Prairie location to see what it's all about. Man, food sounds good at this point. 3:47 though remaining here in the first half. St. Martin's trailed 28-13. They storm back. They're in the forefront at this stage, but now it's turned right back into a free-for-all.
Yeah, you know, it takes a lot of effort to make that huge comeback if you're St. Martin's. And, you know, we talk law of averages, the pendulum could swing back to Western Oregon's way. You know, you can only, one of its last 11 for Western Oregon. They're not going to continue to shoot at that rate. They're going to improve, but, I mean, it's the pace. Do you notice the marked pace difference that St. Martin's has made over this run? You know, getting stops, getting out on the run, transition buckets. They didn't have any of that in the first 7-8 minutes of this game. A huge improvement there. Obviously, forcing misses on the defensive end led to a lot of nice, free-flowing teamwork buckets on the other end.
And the main instigator for that, someone that hasn't scored, Omar Ege-Pexari.
Yeah, he does a lot of little things.
Does it very well. Speaking of whom, Samuels to Oladele from the outskirts. Here's Miles Samuels. Given to Harper. Samuels, Ege-Pexari looking to close in. Omar Ege-Pexari, hard pass, deep shot, Oladele missed it. Touched by Moore, who forced the steal. Harper did. Moore is fouled. Jay-Sean Moore heads to the free throw line.
It's only the third turnover this first half for Western Oregon. They've taken really good care of the basketball. Just struggled to consistently make shots since the opening phrase of this game. But you love the effort from Moore.
Jay-Sean Moore spent a little bit of time out this season with an injury. He's back in full form. Jay-Sean Moore puts in a free throw. And start to see more added minutes for Jay-Sean Moore. And he said after one of the games that it's something that he doesn't take for granted, playing time. Takes new meaning when you're out for a little bit because of an injury. Here's Tony Salinas. Playing catch with Anjay Cortez. Left side. Morphy. Salinas on Harper. Fakes the shot. Anjay Cortez on Harper. Elevates a long jumper that pops out. Ege-Pexari. Jay-Sean Moore on Anjay Cortez, and Jay-Sean Moore able to score.
Really patient in the paint there. You could have seen him rushing up that shot. He said, no, I want to get my feet planted so I can lay this one softly in. Veteran play.
And on the sideline step, Mario Williams. 2:22 to go. 6-point lead for St. Martin's. Complete 21-point swing. Here comes Ege-Pexari. Open, Miles Samuels. Left side, Jacob Harper finds Ege-Pexari putting up a jumper. Ege-Pexari still scoreless so far. Does not diminish his impact for the Saints. They're down by 15. Zach Moore on Emmanuel Oladele. Striding inside Salinas. Out to Brady Greer with 5 to shoot. Salinas harnesses his dribble. Zach Moore up and under and scoring. Counted in the foul for Zach Moore.
That's a loud way to get your first bucket of the contest. Zach Moore on the dribble drive. Met by Moore. Contact point. My goodness, tough finish. Jay-Sean Moore challenged.
So here is Zach Moore. Native of San Diego.
You know, even though the momentum is what it is right now, Danny, one possession game with a minute and a half left before the break.
What a strange way to get to that point.
Yeah.
Here's Samuels playing catch with Ege-Pexari. Harper from the corner. Back to Ege-Pexari. Samuels on Collins, who's been rather quiet, Javel Collins. Harper from the baseline. Intended for Jay Sean Moore. Out of play off of Western Oregon with 1:15 left in the half. We'll have stats analysis of the first half of play. Look over some key storylines throughout the course of the evening and even look at a certain football game tomorrow. Ege Pixari, Harper for 3. No. Ooh. Samuels with the board. Miles Samuels had it poked by Collins, escaped by Moore. Deep shot, Ege Pixari puts it in. What a play. Omar Ege Pixari. True team effort, and the Saints come through to have a 6-point lead. Skied nowhere within the zip code of Makayo Morphy. Speed hurting Western Oregon. Ege Pixari. Harper for a triple. Not this time. Samuels volleys it to himself. Miles Samuels to the rack. Zach Moore comes away with the ball. Collins spins. Looks for help. Skied for Tony Salinas on Jacob Harper. Salinas through the double team. Open Collins. Moore for 3. No. Shot clock turned off for St. Martin's. Jay Sean Moore slows it down.
Who would have thought two possession lead for St. Martin's.
10 seconds left in the half. Harper skipped it. Oladele for 3. You bet, Emmanuel Oladele. Collins from half court.
Oh.
Off the rim and out. Jay Sean Moore sprints into the locker room. The Saints down by 15 at one point in the first half. They lead by 9 heading into the break. What a first half this has turned out to be. First, Western Oregon jumping out to a 28-13 lead, and St. Martin's, they storm briskly back.
Yeah, it was the outside shooting that really started to aid St. Martin's as game went on. It's taken more 3s than 2s in this contest. 7 of 20 from downtown, and you have Harper who made a couple early on. Trejo Delgado made a couple as the half progressed, and then Oladele tacking one on late as well. You started to see the athleticism of St. Martin's on full display as the half developed, and they really ramped up the defensive effort, really limiting Western Oregon. They held them nearly 7 minutes without a bucket, and then Western Oregon was able to get a couple on the board, and then again, final minute 39, Western Oregon didn't score either. So that's a huge chunk of the game where you're getting stop after stop after stop. And it's really high-quality stuff from St. Martin's for a lot of this.
What's been the most impressive about this has been the increased role for Omar Ege Pixari.
He looks great.
There's a reason why he is on this roster, and it's for moments like these. He only has 3 points in the contest, but huge made 3 to say the least. But
and 4 assists too, doing just a ton of little things, making crisp passes, keeping the ball moving. It's high quality stuff. And look at this in this column, Danny. 27 rebounds for St. Martin's to 13 for Western Oregon.
Well, the other stat that also jumps in front of you, offensive rebounds.
Yeah.
Completely tilted to the Saints 9-1.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, and you started Gavin Gilstrap in this game too. He played the first 5 minutes. That was your big 6'11" guy. Didn't really have the flow that you would have wanted with Gilstrap in there. And then you go a little bit smaller, and all of a sudden you're still doing quite well in the rebounding game.
Rebounding game already tilted towards St. Martin's. And look at some of the scorers. Andre Cortez for Western Oregon having a breakout first half. And a reminder, Western Oregon playing a really strong game overall, considering they don't have Jason Gallant in action.
Yeah, they started off, they scored 26 points in the first 8 minutes of this contest, Danny, and it was Andre Cortez who really has carried the scoring load. JaVale Collins had a couple buckets early on as well, but the consistency hasn't been there every time down the floor for Western Oregon. They were creating high-quality looks, getting a lot of ball movement, and hitting a lot of their triples, and the well has just run a little bit dry. But still, if you're Coach Pfeiffer and this Wolves team down by 9, yeah, obviously at one point you were up by 15. That's not great, but this is within reason. For Western Oregon, you can get a little bit of a run tilted back your way, and you can find yourself in a dogfight down the backstretch of this contest.
See what will happen throughout the course of the second half. That's still on deck here from Marcus Pavilion. Let's take a look at some of the other scores within the GNAC. St. Martin's, this is the first game, as far as the men are concerned, to start. Next game to take place in the GNAC up in Ellensburg. Alaska Fairbanks taking on Central Washington. That a matchup between the number 17 in Fairbanks and Central Washington in first place in the GNAC. Alaska Anchorage on the road to take on Northwest Nazarene. Both Alaska schools making the mid-central eastern Idaho swing. And Anchorage and Northwest Nazarene going to get underway about a half an hour from this moment. At 7 o'clock, Montana State Billings taking on Simon Fraser. And two teams that often make their way, as it is a Western Washington Canadian road trip for Montana State Billings, as is the case for Seattle Pacific. They are at Carver Gym taking on Western Washington. That has turned into a sneaky good matchup. Western, red hot, 7-5 record. Seattle Pacific, 8-4. When St. Martin's first played, both Simon Fraser and Western Washington, they had only one conference win, 1-5 going into the week. And then St. Martin's losing both games off buzzer beaters, heartbreaking fashion. But now Seattle Pacific is in at the third place spot. Western closely behind at the fifth spot, and that week seemingly has reinvigorated both Western and Seattle Pacific, and it's turned into an absolute dogfight as far as the men are concerned. Also, a look at what happened earlier today for St. Martin's women. 78-63 victory over Seattle Pacific. A career day from Sarah Lamette, 23 points, leading the way along with Jada Travis, the freshman. Intricate in the win. Kiana Rios, all-around team performance in the win for St. Martin's.
Yeah, it was awesome to see Sarah and Jada just come and score in so many different ways. I mean, Sarah Lamette was so good in the post. Jada Travis hit a couple jumpers. She attacked the basket well. It's a versatility that if you can sustain can really make a huge impact. If you are St. Martin's, when you're getting 50 points combined between two players, that makes so much of a difference. And I was just wildly impressed with the St. Martin's women's team. Coach Marlowe did a really good job defensively against a Seattle Pacific team that's had its struggles undoubtedly this year, but came in and put up a big fight. It was a tight game through the first 15 minutes, but hats off to the Saints, the women's team, getting a really nice win earlier today.
And no, we have not forgotten about the Western Oregon women as far as numbers are concerned. We're with Western Oregon in action as they faced Montana State Billings, and it was the Jackets that were able to come away with the victory over Western Oregon. Bello Petrogetti, talented scorer, limited to only 3 points. Montana State Billings, team nationally ranked, too much to handle for Western Oregon today. They're going to be one of the toughest teams, toughest outs in the GNAC the rest of the way. So we head into GNAC tournament that will be played here at Marcus Pavilion. But look at more of the local perspective. University of Washington, their men's team in action about an hour and a half from now against Northwestern. UW 11-11 on the year, and it's been a little bit of a whirlwind of emotions for UW.
Yeah, I say this kind of lightheartedly, but if the games were 16 minutes long, this would be a top 25 team in the country. A squad, it's kind of island of misfit toys in a lot of ways. A lot of transfer guys and some young guys too. Zoom Diallo out of Curtis High School in Tacoma played really well in the first half of games. Had a lead over Purdue, the top team in the Big Ten, at halftime. They went down to the wire with Illinois. Played really scrappy last night, double-digit lead, or the other night against Nebraska at halftime. Couldn't quite hold on. A lot of the problems of a young team, you really struggle to finish games. They fought hard with Oregon, fought hard with UCLA too. They've been in all of these games. That just the finishing and actually winning the games has been really difficult in their first year in the Big Ten.
And the adjustment from Pac-12 over to the Big Ten, is this going to be something that carries itself out, or is it something that takes a little bit of an adjustment maybe?
I hope not. I hope this team can keep some of those young players that are really talented. Tyler Harris, the Portland transfer, has come in. He's awesome, a guy with some NBA potential if they can keep Diallo. Danny Sprinkle's got a really good recruiting class coming in next season that I think could make a huge impact, but it's college basketball at the highest level these days is, can you keep your guys? And it's a question that's hard to answer. You just don't know what your roster is going to look like year over year. It's hard to truly program build in the way that you once used to be able to, but I'm optimistic. I like the energy Coach Sprinkle's brought in. They've won a couple of games in conference play. You upset a Maryland team that's going to be in the NCAA tournament. You beat Minnesota last Saturday. I'd like to see him notch a couple more wins before the season's done. Hopefully he can end the year somewhere close to 500.
Somewhere near a high note for University of Washington. Also in the Northwest, Seattle Kraken in action against the Calgary Flames. Final game before the Four Nations break, where we'll see four nations competing. United States, Canada, Finland, Sweden. Should be fun to witness that competition. But for the Kraken, more importantly, game against Calgary, where going off a little bit of a losing streak, they got to turn things around, and what a better opportunity than doing so up in Calgary.
Yeah, divisional game up at the Saddle Dome, one of the more unique venues. But yeah, optimistic for the Kraken. They're probably on the outside looking in playoff-wise, but you like what you've seen from Shane Wright. He's starting to develop, looking like an NHL regular, the top pick from a handful of years ago, starting to really develop. He had a couple of goals the other night, so hopefully it can be a nice positive momentum builder down the back half of the season.
And with Philip Grubauer sent down to AHL Coachella Valley, Joey DeCord with the spotlight squarely on him. No surprise he'll get the start tonight against Calgary. Dustin Wolf, former Everett Silvertip, starting for Calgary this evening. Dustin Wolf has done a tremendous job in his rookie season for the Flames. We are moments away from the start of the second half between St. Martin's and Western Oregon. We'll take a break, and we'll be back for half number 2 right after this on the Saints Digital Network. Start of the second half between St. Martin's and Western Oregon. Hometown Saints with a 42-33 lead. So we get set for play in the second half, and big game tomorrow, the Super Bowl. Eagles and Chiefs. Max Gross, are we going to have a prediction from you?
Can't say Super Bowl on air.
Oh. Oh, okay. Well, we are not on syndicated radio. Not on syndicated radio, thankfully. Unlike your occupation.
I got Philadelphia 3-2. Could you imagine?
Yeah, the world's axis would tip on its head during a 3-2 game. Not 3-2 here by any stretch of the means. 42-33 lead. Well, there's a couple threes and twos involved. As is the case, what's been scored here this evening, and away we go with the second half here from Marcus Pavilion. Saints, quick passing. Dyson Lighthall closing in on Anjay Cortez, and Lighthall, the opening statement for the Saints.
Physical down low. He used a lot of that other shoulder. Clear out some space.
Here's Tony Salinas backing up on Jaden Nielsen-Skinner. Zach Moore, flown left side, Javille Collins. Out to Anjay Cortez. On Lighthall, floats up a left-handed jumper that falls in.
Those two trading buckets.
Nielsen-Skinner. Ranges Manuel Oladele to Jacob Harper, to Oladele to Nielsen-Skinner. Samuels, Lighthall in the post on Anjay Cortez. Nielsen-Skinner finds Harper for three. No. Anjay Carter the board. Tony Salinas slows it down. Grasped by Harper, given to Javille Collins. Much of the defensive attention dressed to him. Cortez missed on the triple attempt. Oladele finds Harper in stride. Nielsen-Skinner. Side swipes on in.
Not quite.
Couldn't finish the finger roll. Harper. Look at him facilitate the offense for the Saints. Emmanuel Oladele looking to find Lighthall. Possession will stay with the Saints. 1:37 elapsed time in the second half. Oladele launches one out to Jaden Nielsen-Skinner. Harper to Oladele, takes the three. Harper has it again to Oladele. And he ran out of time. Shot clock violation charged against St. Martin's. Here's Javille Collins. Right side on Lighthall. Off of Jacob Harper and out of play. So a win for St. Martin's. For the moment would put them in a tie. Third place spot with Seattle Pacific. Again at Western. Thrown to Collins. Right back to Zach Moore, who puts in the triple. Jaden Nielsen-Skinner finds Samuels to Nielsen-Skinner again. Oladele closing, dropped it. Samuels, Harper, 4-3. Popped out of the check in the box. Off of Collins, into the St. Martin's bench. Possession will stay with the home side from Lacey. So here, Jaden Nielsen-Skinner.
Still see Diego Trejo Delgado starting the second half on the bench. He was a spark plug guy on offense. It was Lighthall who gets the start in the post.
Harper shifted it. Oladele finds the roll to sink in. Emmanuel Oladele. From Burnaby to Lacey. Mario Williams. Kicked it back out. Salinas fouled by Harper. Western Oregon in with a record of 1-10 on the year. Lone win came against Simon Fraser. Tony Salinas. Jumper on Lighthall. Came straight out. Harper. Turnover attempt from Salinas. He'll come away with it. Tony Salinas to the bucket. 7-point game. Oladele. Nielsen Skinner. Overhead pass for Samuels to Harper on inside. Dyson Lighthall closing on Anjay Cortez. Lighthall able to score.
Yeah, nice move by Dyson Lighthall. Nice little footwork, turning over the shoulder and banking it in. He's got 8 points.
Second time we've seen that in the second half. Javel Collins. Cortez for Zach Moore on Harper. Foul called again on Jacob Harper, and he's already making his way towards the bench. So Dyson Lighthall will check out. Now you have two premier facilitators on the floor for St. Martin's with Jaden Nielsen Skinner and Omar Ege Pixari. Trejo Delgado back into the game for the Saints. Javel Collins. Briskly from the left side.
Oh, nice back door.
Salinas. Collins can't finish the play. Samuels. Ege Pixari wide open. Missed the three. Trejo Delgado. Wafted for Ege Pixari. Given right back to the deep shot. Mexican shot.
And he just kind of lulled him to sleep there. Didn't think he'd really shoot from that disadvantageous position in the corner, but Diego knocks it down with precision.
The Camargo Mexican native. The west corner of Mexico. That's where it's found. Collins lost it. Ege Pixari. From start and go. Oladele. No. So here comes Western Oregon.
Double-digit lead for St. Martin's, a team that trailed by double digits in the first half.
Javel Collins launched. Anjay Cortez. Zach Moore missed the three. Williams with the attempt. Given. And Trejo Delgado halted to play.
Called it on the floor. But Diego playing with some good intensity out there.
5:13 elapsed time here in the second half. Timeout on the floor. Panowitz Jewelers in Olympia is the best place to find unique designer prices and timeless classics while also getting the service you deserve. With an on-site repair shop and custom design services, they are one of the best jewelers in the South Sound for all of your jewelry needs. Learn more by heading to panowitz.com. 52-40 lead for St. Martin's on Western Oregon. Danny DeVock alongside Max Gross. And, well, we saw the typifying point of the first half. In the second half, well, more of the same from the Saints.
Yeah, just absolutely dominating on the glass, offensive glass too, but 34-15. St. Martin's out rebounding Western Oregon, still 12-1 on the offensive glass, and Western Oregon just doesn't really have a big man that is a commanding presence. Anjay Cortez is 6'8", but he's more of a perimeter player than a post force. So, you know, guys like Dyson Lighthall have been able to come in and grab a handful of rebounds. Trejo Delgado has 6, 7 for Miles Samuels as well. So you show a lot of toughness with how you rebound, and St. Martin's is sure doing that today.
They have had an exhibit since trailing by 15. So the Saints with possession with Emmanuel Oladele.
Ooh, misfire on the inbound.
Mario Williams coast to coast. Nielsen Skinner. And foul called. Charged.
Wow.
It's Mario Williams. That was from behind the play. So away we go. Ege Pixari. Right side, out to Miles Samuels. Ladele to Jaden Nielsen Skinner riding on in. Diego Trejo Delgado.
Great little two-man game. Trailing was Trejo Delgado. He picks up the bucket on a nice dish.
In comes Casemiro. Ocean Casemiro gave it away. Ege Pixari against Casemiro. Oladele wide open. No.
Where's the offense going to come from Western Oregon? 10-2 run for SMU over the last 3.5.
Collins browses. In comes Casemiro. Ocean Casemiro off of St. Martin's. And the key storyline, Javel Collins, you expect to carry the workload. Western Oregon yet to score in the second half.
Yeah, ever since that opening 8 minutes, buckets have been honestly few and far between for Western Oregon.
Still, after the miss from Mario Williams. Ege Pixari. Trejo Delgado shoots the three, well short. Nielsen Skinner saves it nearly off of Brady
Wow,
Greer. A kick ball. What a play from Jaden Nielsen Skinner.
Yeah, impressive for Nielsen Skinner to save that, throwing it off the foot of the opponent who was standing on that baseline.
Oladele in for Jay-Sean Moore from Ege Pixari, who has it off his left foot. Omar Ege Pixari with contact from Mario Williams and a foul call. Third personal for Mario Williams. So St. Martin's with a 2-game homestand next week. All things considered, a 3-game homestay. Ege Pixari finds Jay-Sean Moore. Oladele to Jaden Nielsen Skinner. Defended by Mims. Diego Trejo Delgado. Ege Pixari. Jay-Sean Moore. Pinball loose. In comes Casemiro towards the right side. Corner three put down. The three from Makayo Morphy. Jay Nielsen Skinner finds Ege Pixari. On inside, Jay-Sean Moore.
Couple times, really nice find to get Moore in the paint. Last time he lost the ball, that time a little bit stronger, draws the foul.
Third team foul charged against Western Oregon. Here's Emmanuel Oladele. Ege Pixari awaits. Nielsen Skinner to Oladele, out to Ege Pixari. Moore, try to get him worked in the post. Emmanuel Oladele to the bucket.
Ooh.
Offensive foul called. 12:37 to go. Western Oregon, 1 point, had a 28-13 lead. They look to find another one of those scoring runs. Get right back into this game.
Yeah, field goal percentage sitting under 40% right now for Western Oregon.
Remember, it was over 50% before St. Martin's scoring spree. Ocean Casemiro. Here is Makayo Mims. Collins. He has been cold lately. It's been tough for Western Oregon. Nielsen Skinner, coast to coast. He's fouled, and Skinny will head to the free throw line.
Yeah, he just hit a different gear there approaching the basket. I don't know if that was a high percentage look, but drawing the foul works just as well. Might have been maybe just a touch out of control, but, you know, if you can draw contact, great.
For Jaden Nielsen Skinner, played high school ball in Salem. Was able, freshman year, send his team third place overall in the state tournament. Down in Oregon. Skinny puts down the free throw. 12-point lead. Ocean Casemiro. Here, Morphy closing in. Makayo Mims lost the basketball. Nielsen Skinner turns on the speed. Missed it. Moore is there for the offensive putback.
Yeah, right there. 15 offensive rebounds now for St. Martin's. But the defense has been great. Watch this. It's a lot of work on the perimeter. Gets really dicey in the paint. They get it out quickly.
Morphy missed on the triple attempt. Nielsen Skinner finds Ege Pixari. Oladele on to Trejo Delgado. Nielsen Skinner. Ege Pixari. Jay-Sean Moore. Back pedals open Emmanuel Oladele to Ege Pixari. Nielsen Skinner for three. You bet. Jaden Nielsen Skinner puts in the triple. First of the game for the St. Martin's guard. Veteran, largest lead of the game for the Saints, up to 17. Right wing, Morphy. Out to Makayo Mims. No look pass that springs Casemiro. Kicked out, deep shot. Morphy puts in the three. Timeout called by Wes Pfeiffer for Western Oregon. 10:41 to go in the second half of play. Whether it's competitive rates, affordable loans, or great service, Twin Star Credit Union is here to help you reach your financial goals every step of the way. Together we can help you reach your financial dreams. Stop by one of our local branches or visit twinstarcu.com to learn more. But Twin Star Credit Union, always key with financial goals that you may have. And special thank you to Twin Star Credit Union for being a proud sponsor of Saints Athletics. 10:41 left in the second half of play. 60-46 lead for the Saints. And again, talk about rebounding, and it's what hasn't been evident for Western Oregon. They still, after first half, 9-1, the advantage in offensive boards, and Western Oregon still yet to find offensive board in the second half.
Yeah, it just limits you so much. You talk about, the mathematics of basketball. You want to have more possessions. That's 15 extra possessions that St. Martin's has bought for themselves, and it's showing. Even with, more turnovers for St. Martin's, they've turned it over 12 times compared to only 9 for Western Oregon, but they've had so many more possessions. And they've done a really good job capitalizing from downtown at a good enough rate, shooting about 34%. That's not too bad for St. Martin's. It's not like an incredible blow you out of the water rate, but they're knocking down enough three-pointers to keep this lead pretty comfortable. They've got a lot of scoring sources, too.
Game really changed when Omar Ege Pixari entered the game. Jay-Sean Moore in for the bucket.
And just a quick little two-step cut to the basket, and boom, that's an easy bucket. Great find from up top, too.
Ocean Casemiro. Ocean Casemiro from the right side. He closes, dropped it. Brady Greer. Out to Casemiro again. Wide open three. Collins can't buy a bucket. Jaden Nielsen Skinner. Jay-Sean Moore on inside. He looks to close in. Jacob Harper is fouled. Brady Greer nearly unscathed. Last check puts him in the foul category. 9:41 to go. Timeout on the floor. Breaking the action with a wide variety of Irish-inspired dishes and an endless number of American classics to choose from. Blarney's Olympia area with ties to the community dating back to 40 years ago. It's the perfect place to support one of Saints Athletics' biggest local supporters. Head to oblarneyspub.com to learn more. But Irish-inspired dishes. Now you got me thinking about food again. But 9:41 left here in second half of play for St. Martin's, as they seem to be on pace at this point with a 16-point lead. Brief look ahead at their schedule. Simon Fraser in Western Washington next week, with the action taking place on Thursday at 7 o'clock, and then Western Washington on Saturday at the back end against a Western Washington team at a record of 7-5. They've won 6 games in a row. Simon Fraser also, one of their 3 wins came against St. Martin's with a game-winning 3. Irish Kokia with a game-winning 3 at the horn practically to give Simon Fraser the win. But now for St. Martin's, this is a team that has done particularly well at home this year. 10-1 coming into the evening. Jacob Harper shooting free throws for the Saints. Pinballs the first one.
Yeah, Harper's not afraid to let it fly. 2 of 9 from downtown today. Guy who's got in the gym kind of range.
Trejo Delgado pursues after the loose ball. Western Oregon will claim it on the advance. Casimiro left it for Makayos Mims. Casimiro elevated and missed from Collins. Jaden Nielsen Skinner, no look pass Emmanuel Oladele.
Yeah, that was a great find.
Incredible decoy from Skinny. 9 minutes left. Casimiro. Closing, lost it. Jaden Nielsen Skinner, 4-on-2 if they hurry. Oladele back to Skinny.
Yeah,
he wasn't
late.
ready for the pass. He still comes away with the ball. Harper to Nielsen Skinner. St. Martin's can slow the tempo down. Harper for 3. You bet. Jacob Harper having a breakout game for St. Martin's. Another made triple.
That was the 30th three-pointer attempted by St. Martin's in this one.
How about a 3-point attempt missed? Makayo Mims.
And you're going to really start to maybe take a little bit more time on your possessions if you want to, if you're St. Martin's. Pretty much in complete control of this game, up by 22 on another pretty elongated 14-3 run over the past nearly 5 minutes. Doing a lot of things right here at home.
Jacob Harper looking to do even more things right. Oladele with 5 to shoot down the lane. Lost it. Oladele into a collision with Collins. Oladele quickly to his feet. 7:52 left. And a timeout called by Western Oregon with 7:52 left. Hey, Saints fans, get ready for homecoming weekend with the dates from February 28th to March the 2nd. This will include Distinguished Alumni Awards on Friday, Coffee with the Monks on Saturday morning, a Saints doubleheader later that day, where St. Martin's will take on the University of Alaska Anchorage, and followed up by Mass on Sunday. We are especially excited to induct the 2024 Bob Grisham Hall of Fame and Hall of Honor class on Saturday, March the 1st at noon in the Worthington Conference Center. Head to stmartin.edu/homecoming to register for events and to learn more. Should be a fun weekend during homecoming. Final regular season game, additionally for both the men and the women, against Alaska Anchorage. But that also gazes a look towards the playoffs for St. Martin's. And, well, they don't have to go far, only their own gym. And
I mean, that's such a huge advantage, Danny. For a team that's got as much talent as anybody in this conference, getting to play those postseason games here at home, it's a colossal advantage for the Saints team.
St. Martin's, their only loss at home was back on November the 23rd against, at the time, 17th ranked Point Loma.
Wow.
They have not lost in the conference up to this point at home. Harper didn't have much time with the shot clock. All things considered, 22-point lead for St. Martin's, but such a huge advantage to be at home. We saw last year Central Washington won the GNAC title when they hosted as the 4 seed. 3-pointer missed by Tony Salinas. Oladele finds Jaden Nielsen-Skinner. Here's Jacob Harper. He'll float up a jumper and sink one. Jacob Harper again.
First 2-point attempt, his 11th shot of the game.
Incredible. Up to 12 points. His career high is 18. Came earlier this year against Lincoln in what was a wild scoring fest. 120 points scored by the Saints that evening. Elevated and missed from Anjay Cortez, out of play. Saint basketball. That is a game that saw 120 points, and can't forget Lalu Kalije and his efforts for Lincoln, pulling up from half court when the shot clock had just started.
Wow.
Here's Jacob Harper. It's what preseason games can do during Christmas break. Harper for Oladele. Off the established Trejo Delgado screen. Oladele rolled off, but
nice
Trejo Delgado's
finish.
There. 6:35 remaining.
How about 20 and 10 now after that for Diego Trejo Delgado?
Very quiet 20 and 10, with the exception of very loud end to the first half with the Saints rally. Given Kyle Morphy. Salinas on Jayshawn Moore. Jets inside. Great find for the bucket, Mario Williams. 6 minutes left. Here comes Omar Ege Pexari. Harper finds Ege Pexari off the Trejo Delgado screen. Ege Pexari.
Nice finish.
Hits one himself. 5:40 to go. Here comes Western Oregon. Salinas slows it. Western Oregon, as they are travel partners with the Saints, scoring the bucket, Zach Moore. They'll get their look at Western Washington next Thursday. Jayshawn Moore, long jumper, missed off the front end. Lob pass, Salinas finds Mario Williams. 22-point lead for the Saints, however. So you have the reconciliation phase of a game, matter the result, more off his grasp. Here comes Anjay Cortez, who loses the ball. Ege Pexari go for a lap. 4:33. If you're associate head coach Tyler Velasquez, have to like the response that you saw from your team, although you did not like falling behind early.
No, undoubtedly, I think this team responded really well.
Ege Pexari's long jumper falls offline with the shot clock dwindling down.
I mean, you never want to go down by 15 points, but it was a really nice test because they responded, and about 8 minutes later, They brought the game back to within one possession. It didn't take that long for them to recover. Sometimes when you find yourself down big like that, it's a 20-minute effort. It's maybe sometimes even a whole game effort, and you end up winning it by a possession or two. You're up by 20 points right now, and once trailing by 15. There's not too many basketball games that are shaped like that over a course of a season.
Well, oddly enough, if this result holds up, second straight home 15-point comeback for St. Martin's. They were down 45-30 against Northwest Nazarene, came back to win, and Western Oregon up 28-13 in the first half, and St. Martin's with a 20-point lead. Well, for associate head coach Tyler Velasquez, you don't like falling down by 15, but
no,
it's worked. It's worked as far as the rally's concerned.
Yeah, and maybe at a certain point you look at how you're starting these games, of how you prepare to come into these games. If you do see a trend of really struggling early on in some basketball games, but that's what made it all the more shocking is how well that this team has played, especially here at Marcus Pavilion, to see them against a team that's 4-18, down by 15 points in only 8 minutes of basketball. But yeah, like you said, really resilient comeback effort for St. Martin's to make this, not even a contest here down to the final 4 minutes.
4:02 left, and of course, a lot of great games across the GNAC slate this evening. Games that are just now getting underway. Central Washington in action against Alaska Fairbanks. Northwest Nazarene hosting the other Alaska school, Anchorage. Montana State Billings, Seattle, and Simon Fraser about to get underway 20 minutes from now. Lunged ahead, Harper, wide open, Gavin Gilstrap lost it out of play. 3:53 left. For Western Oregon, they will take on first Western Washington on Thursday at home for hosting Simon Fraser, GNAC team that was up to this point, their only victory in conference play. Salinas, skied for Zach Moore. Anjay Cortez, wide open left side. Williams with the triple.
Double-digit effort for Mario Williams Jr. quietly stringing together a couple buckets here towards the end.
Harper missed straight out. So here comes Javille Collins. Left it. Salinas looks to go for a lap. Deep shot three, Williams again. This time missed it. 3 minutes left. Enge Pixari. He overlooks the Western Oregon defense. Oladele. Hill back up. 2:45 to go. Oladele. Gilstrap in the post. On Anjay Cortez. Moore springing in and
nice
scoring.
Finish.
Sean Moore. 2:30 left. Salinas against the defending Oladele. What a find. Collins is fouled. He'll head to the free throw line.
Yeah, still playing hard down the stretch of this game, both these teams. There's been moments where it's kind of looked like something you might see at your local 24-hour fitness, but still a lot of heart, a lot of hustle out there.
You appreciate that no matter where, 24-hour fitness and wherever you're talking about for local gyms. You see it all. Wide range of shot varieties. Free throw put down by Javille Collins.
Yeah, and Collins really, they put a lot on his shoulders in this game with no Jason Galan in this game, the top scorer for Western Oregon. And Collins came out of the gate really strong, but credit St. Martin's, they had a good game plan for how to shut down Collins in this game.
Collins had achieved double digits every game he's played since his first. And he is at the double figure mark with the minimum. Ege Pixari drops one in. Western Oregon again on the advance. They'll also close out the season against both Alaska Anchorage and then Fairbanks. Scoring the bucket, Mario Williams.
Yeah, hard finish at the rim through contact.
Mario Williams again inching closer for the scoring lead for Western Oregon. But for St. Martin's, as far as scoring is concerned, how about Diego Trejo Delgado? So big in the first half.
Well, he scored in a variety of ways, a couple putbacks here recently, but also a guy that has a really nice pure stroke from the outside too.
Made 3 threes. Not often you see that from him. Gavin Gilstrap in the post, dislodged from Anjay Cortez in stride. Mario Williams, no basket. Foul on the floor with 95 seconds left. Saints with the win go to 8-4, 19-6 overall. Brady Olson into the game, right in for Mario Williams. Defended by Jay Shaw Moore. In the post, play comes to a halt. 1:29 to go. For Western Oregon, though it comes a loss, Wes Pfeiffer, you have to like the start that you see from your team.
Sure.
But the question will be, can you finish? And look at the slate coming up. Western Washington, a team that's red hot, and then Simon Fraser, a team that you got your lone victory up to this stage. Possibility, again, what should be a competitive game down in Monmouth at the new PE building. That's what they call it.
Love that.
Out in Monmouth. Our friends at Woo TV will have the coverage. Across the way on I-5, foul called on Mario Williams with 1:24 to go. A lot of great crews out here as far as SIDs are concerned. A lot of great work done all across the Great Northwest Athletic Conference to highlight athletes here in the Northwest pocket of D2. Ege Pexari spots Oladele to Jay Shaw Moore. Back out to Ege Pexari. Harper for 3, in rhythm.
Harper patting the stats, his 4th triple of the game.
15 points, 3 away from tying his career high. Brady Olson on Harper, elevating, missed everything. 42 to go. Harper, Ege Pexari will facilitate, as he so often does when he's on the floor for SMU. Oladele looks over the grid against the zone defense. Down low, missed on the chance from Thomas Higa out of play. 22 seconds left. Good to see Thomas Higa, native of Orleans, France, into the game for the Saints. Rolled out of play off of Zach Moore. Shot clock down to 5. Oladele from distance. Misfired. Jacob Harper comes away with another offensive rebound. Saints win that battle 19-1 this evening. St. Martin Saints down by 15. First half, they win by 19. 81-62 victory over Western Oregon. Diego Trejo Delgado with a double-double in the victory.
Yeah, just a dominating effort on the glass for St. Martin's. 52 rebounds to 20 on the other side. You get Diego Trejo Delgado playing really well. And it was that strong run in the middle part of the first half that made all of the difference for this team from St. Martin's. The defense really came into gear. The transition buckets were free-flowing, and really that defensive effort never lagged after giving up 26 points in the first 8 minutes, rallying from down 15 points early on in this contest. St. Martin showed a ton of grit in this game, and then just a ton of skill. It is a high-quality basketball team. They are very difficult to beat in this building.
And that could bode tough for the GNAC come March in the tournament. We'll see if that continues to play itself out. But St. Martin's with the victory, 81-62. The record jumps to 19-6 overall, 8-4 in the conference. But what a fun night of basketball here from Marcus Pavilion. St. Martin's women come through with the victory over Seattle Pacific, and the men follow suit with the win over Western Oregon. Max Gross, always a pleasure to have you along for the ride.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. 2 quality basketball games. Nothing like a Saturday doubleheader sweep. Good stuff.
A sweep for St. Martin's. Special thank you to you, Max, for joining us. But we'll be minutes away from an interview with a member of the winning St. Martin's side. We'll take a break. Be back for more in a moment here on the Saints Digital Network. Danny Bach alongside Jacob Harper after a St. Martin's victory. And what was a come-from-behind effort against Western Oregon. And Jacob, you made some important shots, importantly, when you guys were behind. What does it mean for you to have associate head coach Tyler Velasquez trust you when the team was behind?
Yeah, first of all, I don't know how many opportunities I get like this, so I just want to thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Just to be here is a blessing, to be in the St. Martin's program, so just wanted to say that first. To have Coach Tyler trust me, I mean, the coaching staff has preached all year long, like, guys are going to get opportunities, and so I've just been in the gym trying to shoot every day, trying to make sure I'm ready. And so when I got my number called, I was just went in there and just let it fly. Obviously, I missed a few there in a row after the first two, but, I mean, I guess I made the ones that counted, hopefully. So, yeah, it was just good to know that they trust me.
What gives you the confidence to hit all those threes?
Just a lot of hours just shooting. Me and my brother, there was a few summers where we would just go and shoot at the park for 2 hours, like, every day. I don't know how many shots that would equate to, but, yeah, just getting shots up every day, just working out, trying to make sure my form and everything is right, and it just builds that confidence to be able to let it fly in game.
Yeah, your career high came against Lincoln earlier this year with the 18-point performance, but how is this one different?
I think I was a lot better defensively. There's been question marks around my defense, and some of the game film I've watched, I just look back and I'm like, dang, like, I need to get better defensively. So that was one of the things I've been focusing on ever since we came back from Lincoln, and just like emphasizing, trying to just keep my guy in front, and if I can get a steal here and there, or just, you know, create some pressure and disruption, then I'm doing my job. So, yeah, just defensive pressure, honestly.
So where is the mindset going forward after one memorable night?
Just stay ready. Hopefully Marcel is ready to go by next week, and he'll be back in that spot. And whenever they need me, my number's called, I'll be ready. And honestly, just getting ready to go on this run. We're nearing the end of GNAC play, and honestly, I just want to win. I came here with the intent of just wanting to win, whether that's playing 5 minutes or 30, whatever it is. I just want to win, and hopefully we can get that done going on this run towards the end of the season here.
2 more home games coming up next for the St. Martin's schedule against both Simon Fraser and Western Washington. Jacob Harper, congratulations on the victory. Go celebrate with your teammates.
All right, thank you. Sounds good.
Jacob Harper, victorious St. Martin's side after the win against Western Oregon. That's all the time that we have for today's broadcast. Special thank you to everyone who makes this broadcast possible. For our sports information director, Matt Schwarzler, and for Max Gross, I'm Danny Bach saying so long and take care, and thanks for letting us be a part of your evening. It's St. Martin's, a victor over Western Oregon, 81-62. We'll see you next time on the Saints Digital.